Alright everyone, this is a review on eBay seller jbiadventures, which is John's Prospector out of Alaska. He always sends a nice little gift, rock with it and a vial. This is 3 pounds of his unsearched gravel right out of his gravel pile. John runs a service there in Alaska where it's on the side of the road kind of, and people can come by. And I'm just gonna really quickly go through this in just one screen, and we'll go into it. But he runs a pan for gold operation there where you can try Alaska's best and go through it right there. The bag itself was $10 plus $5 shipping and handling, so $16 for the lot. And we're just gonna put some of these bigger rocks out of the way. Super fast shipping. He always talks about that he's in a remote part of Alaska and that it might take a little longer for it to get there. It was here within 4 days, packaged nicely. Again, he adds the nice little extra gift. Stuff is pretty thick sand, so we're just gonna sift this a little different. Wow, that's a huge rock. Like I said, this is right out of his gravel pile, so ideally we'd want a nugget that size in there that he hadn't gotten a chance to search through yet. Couple pieces of gold there right on the top that you can see already. All right. So we'll do that a little bit later. The first part of this, we're just going to go through those rocks quick. We'll start with this classification. I'm just going to zoom it in a little for you. Those couple little pieces we saw might have been small enough to make it through to that next level. Yeah. There's nothing big in that stuff. We'll do these bigger rocks real quick just to go through them. Sure you rinse them off real good because you don't want any of that fine flour gold sticking to them. And I'll go through these rocks again later. A lot of times, like I talked about before with mines in Alaska, a lot of times they're filled with garnets or different gemstones as well. So we'll look through those here in a little bit. And then we'll pause this in a minute and I'll finish out that pay dirt and show you what's in the very end once we're all done. Again, John makes no claims on this. He doesn't salt this bag at all. He says this is his gravel pile, the same thing that he sells to the tourists that come to Pan when you're driving right by on the tourist or the roadside in Alaska itself. So nothing big at all. We're through all those rocks. So we're going to get into this, and like I said, I'm going to run this down the miller table and sift this through down one more time, and then I'll show you what we get at the end of that.
Just soapy water. And why the soap? Because it just helps cleans it better. Cleans it.
All right, guys, so this is going to be that first classification down of rocks as we've separated everything down. I've gotten it down into 3 classifications. The other 2 I am going to run down that miller table, but we're just going to go through this first group of rocks here and see what's at the bottom. Again, Prospector John makes no claims with this pay dirt. It is just gravel, he said, right out of the ground. He does have concentrates that you can buy on eBay if you're looking for more of his sluice down and processed material. But again, this is just gravel right out of his pile. So. Got a little more material off of that first. It's the first time I use this little pan, and there's not a lot of surface area on the bottom to clean and back pan. I love the grooves so far, but there's not a whole lot of room in the back of it to pan. This is a Garrett's 10-inch pan. Oh yeah. That right there. is what's in that classification. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nice little pickers right there. So now I'll do out the fines and we'll be back in a bit. Alright guys, well that's it right there. No real fines to speak of. There's probably only 3 little fine pieces in there. So nice flakes and a couple pickers there. I'll get it dried out and weighed for us and give you my total review here in a minute. Alright guys, so there it is, those flakes there. Again, no real smalls at all, just a nice few pieces of gold. Unsearched PayDirt, it was 3 pounds from Prospector Joe's in Alaska. I've done his concentrate review before, if you've ever seen that. His concentrates were real strong, real thick in gold. This again was Unsearched PayDirt. Those flakes, no real fine smalls at all, like I said. Total weigh-in 0.2 grams, so roughly about $10, a little less than gold. Return on investment right around 60%. You know, me, I got it for the big excitement of possibly getting a nugget. You know, this is the size of rock that came in this. This is right out of his gravel pile. And I knew that going into it, because that's one thing he did too is make sure I knew what I was buying, so I would give him some good customer service there. Instead of buyer beware, he wanted to make sure I knew what I was getting too. Again, I've had a good experience with him before. I rate this PayDirt, the gravel that he offers. It was exciting, like I said, seeing those big rocks, hoping for a big nugget. It wasn't there, obviously, but I would rate it probably an 8 out of 10. All right, guys, have a good night, and may there always be some color in your pan.